99. But we keep it 100. We back in the building. Welcome to the show.
We back at it like Bad Habits.
Once
Like
again.
baggage claim.
Nick making noise and shit. Nah, we ain't editing this shit out. That's the realness of the show.
That's the Honda-ness of the show. So hit the button, start the clock, and we got the buzzer going. Because it's a Honda, okay? Yeah, that was a buzzer in the background, letting know that the timing was off. We got a producer that's up and coming. We don't have nobody to write our show.
He up and coming.
We don't have nobody to do none of that. And a lot of stuff we do off the dome. So we depend on you sometimes to give us something that you want to hear us speak on. So welcome to the show. 99 ain't good enough where we keep it 100.
Yes, sir.
To my left, Coach Tommy to the J. To my right, Debonair D. And we are back. Today is July 21st.
Yes.
NBA champions. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
50 years plus. You know what I mean? A guy who has been noted to not be skilled and just go downhill just won him a championship. Now, I didn't say that.
You just said it.
That's what somebody said.
That's what
Okay,
it was.
good,
And
because you just said it.
Yeah, but I'm quoting somebody that said
Okay.
it. And it's kind of backfired on him now. So if I was 7 feet and just went downhill, that don't take very much skill.
Then what kind of league you in then if a non-skilled dude that just
Well, that goes back to my whole LeBron can't score, but he's top 3 all time.
Well, how many
Or better yet, Kareem only had one move, but he got almost 40,000 points.
but how many guys that are not skilled in the NBA that average 35 in a series
zero.
in 6 games?
Zero.
Consider the source, Ree.
It's
People
foolishness,
start saying
man.
stuff. Consider the source.
Yeah, it's
The source
foolishness.
was Mr. James Harden.
You one
It's
of them weirdos.
foolishness.
You know, he made the comment concerning.
You know what? He might
I think
not
he
be
gave
a
him
weirdo.
fuel.
He just probably was hating a little bit. He was soft hating, as Bron said.
Yeah, soft hating.
Soft hating.
He gave him a little fuel. You know what I mean? But
I don't even think he gave him no fuel. I just think that's who Giannis is.
no, I do too.
Giannis don't need bulletin board material. and
Play
all that
hard.
stuff. That's all.
Play hard. Listen, don't leave out the fact he's a foreigner. He's from somewhere else, so he don't have the same mindset.
Hey, Coach,
That
I got
stuff
to
not
cut you
foreign
off, Coach, because this might start a rant from you.
Okay, all right.
Are you like enthusiastic and excited about what you just witnessed in the finals? Like, or seeing guys that actually gonna put the lunch pail on and get it done?
I'm enthusiastic about it. I am. I really am, because it got to where, 5 people standing out behind the 3, one dude penetrating. If it's help, he kick it, and then they shoot a 3. I seen him grinding in there. I seen him, getting all the loose balls. I seen Booker getting to spots and pulling up. I seen Middleton
Mid-range.
getting to spots and pulling up.
Mid-range.
Now, don't mean they didn't shoot the 3,
Right.
but that they did more than sit out there and shoot a 3. And I saw the mid-range game. I saw the grind game inside. And listen, I'm glad Giannis had a chance to win it so people can just get off the dude. You know what I mean? But I saw somebody say the other day he get more hate than anybody. Nah, that's
a lie.
That's a lie.
That's
The
definitely
golden child gets more hate than him.
Nobody get more
LeBron.
hate than that. Yeah.
LeBron gets more
But
than
I'm
anybody.
glad to see him.
LeBron get hate with at the Sun game. He can't even watch the Sun game in peace.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Now, Giannis done probably have to win 2 or 3 you made a great point, we were talking off air, to really change the game back to the way.
Because now you're going to hear the super team notion.
Yeah.
Now you're going to hear all this other stuff. He got a hole in his mouth.
He got a drinking problem. That's what he
What are you
got.
drinking out of your beautiful glass? Well, why we make glasses, you're not even going to drink out
I
of
ain't
it.
want the hate from Coach
They,
Nick over
they're
there.
not paying us.
Yeah, I ain't want the hate from Nick over there.
He got a drinking problem. That's all it is.
So when now you're going to hear the whole super team notion and all this other stuff, and I'm like, that whole super team only came. Free agency's been what it's been. You know what I mean? Like,
Coach
guys,
Jones, you old enough to remember, was Moses a former league MVP when he joined the Sixers?
yes,
Yeah. And they created a super team, but
the word just started.
it just started popping up because of LeBron.
Right.
That's all.
Like, and it's
Now, I don't call the 2008 Celtics a super team
everybody else do.
because Garnett was in year 13.
Everybody else
Them
do.
guys was older. I don't call that a super team.
Well, they call them a super team after the fact.
because they won.
They did win it.
Right. But you talking about a guy like when they got together, 08, Garnett was in the league since 95.
yeah,
That's
he was-
13 years in.
He was lucky if he had 2 or 3 left.
Ray Allen in the 96 draft class But he was 12 years in.
And Ray
Paul
wasn't even,
Pierce.
Ray wasn't even going to the rack no more.
Right.
And Ray used to get to the rack.
What?
No. Nobody remembers UConn Seattle Ray.
What?
When he'll throw
Man.
you in off one.
Get
Yes.
to that rack.
Yes.
Yeah, so Paul Pierce was 10 years in, Ray was 12 in, Garnett was 13 in.
Yeah, that
Dang.
little whole little notion there, like you said, man.
Yeah,
I'm,
but but when you look at it, I mean, you got 3 Hall of Famers, on the team. So why wouldn't they? And we always talk about
Possibly
it.
4 with Rondo.
Possibly for Rondo, exactly. I mean, it's something to create some narrative to make it sound good.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
really is very pleasing to see. I was very, very intrigued and motivated to watch the finals more this year than I ever been. And it's only because, and my biggest reason is because not one guy on either team had won a championship.
I'm glad you said that because I found myself, I haven't watched a full championship game in years.
Me neither.
I sat down and watched 3 straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite, what was your
And he
favorite
and he
game?
don't even watch NBA basketball.
I think I watched 3, but not straight.
Yeah,
I watched
but
3
he
straight.
called me. He was like, "Oh, you gonna be tripping because you about to go see Milwaukee win it all? Like what, Milwaukee about my boy Middleton might go for 40. Middleton, I think, going for 47. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, I'm rooting for.
Right.
I was like, I didn't mind who won it,
I didn't either.
but when I watched the first 2 games, I'm like, Phoenix not gonna win that series because it literally took everything from their 2 main guys had gory numbers and their third guy, but you're still depending on 3 of your guys who have to pick a spot. As soon as them guys become normal and don't drop 40, what happens?
Or young guys play worse. Young bench guys play better at home and worse on the road.
You know what? Let me throw something in here real quick because I'll forget it if I ain't already forgot it. But I say a lot of time them dudes come in there. Giannis don't need a 3. He need a little pull-up. Everybody like, he need to shoot a 3. Why you need to shoot?
Because that's what they want to see, coach.
That's what they want to see.
It's just like throwing a deep ball. Tom Brady throw the deep ball for what? I'm thinking Dunk gonna win it.
I'm picking you apart.
I'm like, because guess what? Matthew Stafford gonna throw the deep ball, or
Long as
anybody
that's-
else gonna throw the deep ball.
Like my boy Shay used to say, move the chain.
Move
Hey,
the chains,
that's what
man.
got
I'm trying to tell
Winston.
you.
That's what got Winston in trouble.
Yeah,
Trying to throw the
trying
deep
to throw the deep ball. And again, we actually off the air. We were talking about it earlier, where you're talking about a league that is a passing league. Guys are throwing it. Well, it ain't like Brady can't throw it.
No, yeah.
But he ain't about to be throwing 15 long balls a game.
Nah.
Go fly route.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that ain't gonna happen.
It's about where Herman would say, you play to win
The game.
My favorite game was game 5, and I'm gonna tell you why. What book had 40 something?
43, I think, and Middleton 47 or something like
So
that.
me and my son watching the game, and I love to hear guys, whether it's in the barbershop or anywhere, they should have did this, and they should have doubled. Bro, there's not an answer to everything.
No.
So Book got it going. Holiday kept competing. He came up with a couple big steals. He came up with a big steal at the end, threw the oop to Giannis. That's what basketball is.
Well-
Just keep playing.
Well, also, I wish he had shot a little better, but to see Holiday not shoot so well but keep grinding on defense,
Oh, that's
not
Young
shoot
man-
so well but get a huge steal in the end.
but he didn't let the ball not going in the basket affect everything
Exactly.
else.
But you know when you're watching younger athletes will watch that series and that game, and you'll hear obviously a lot of Giannis' name, deservingly so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'll hear a lot of Middleton name, who averaged 25, deservingly so. But when you watch a guy like Holiday, and then knowing, his life path and things that he's endured, you can see how he took a backseat to those guys, which obviously is 1, 2, and then he's a third option in regards to that. But to say I'm gonna continue to push if my shot's off or I'm not getting as many shots as I may want, or even I'm accustomed to, and I'm gonna keep playing D the way he played D.
Probably got a
Like,
dad. Probably got
I
a
knew
dad
he was a
in-
good defender.
Jones, he probably got a dad in his house. I'm just guessing.
Hey, listen, I knew he was a good defender, but that kid can really
And
defend.
people
But that's-
understand. If Book out there going crazy, this the league. This the finals. Monty Williams can't turn around and there's gonna be a new face over there. That's all we got.
This is-
Yeah.
Book going crazy, we go stay in it. Just
Yeah.
keep playing.
But see, Holiday, that young man, what's that? That's 6'2", probably 2 1/4.
Yeah.
Up in you.
Yeah, he
Can-
put
can
together.
move.
He put together.
Yeah, can move. I seen Book hit a hell of a 3, I think game 5.
That was 5.
coming off a screen.
The curl cut.
The curl cut.
The pin down action.
And Holiday couldn't have been there.
Oh, it was good. It was good D.
Well, hit a
He shot the ball and his hand was like that.
Yeah, it was good
Only
D.
thing Holiday could have did was steal the ball.
which he didn't.
He did.
And the only reason he was on around it because the angle of the pin down was it was a hell of a execution.
it was.
The hell, I mean, the way they executed that pin down was
That's
crazy.
a big misconception in sports. You know, you'll be watching something. Oh, they should have did this. They should have did that. So me and my son was talking one day, and I was telling him, like, Shannon Sharp played on 3 Super Bowl teams. All right, it's pretty loaded. There wasn't nothing the opposition could have done. They just happened to be better than y'all, and they beat y'all.
Sometimes
That's what it is. Sometimes they're just better than y'all.
Well, we in a society where now there's always an excuse.
Right.
So for me, as I'm watching more of the finals than I've ever watched in the sense, in the bubble, it was interesting initially, but it was like, okay, you know, I can find something else to kind of do, you know, with the time and all that. But I'm always enthusiastic to see how guys compete. In this particular one, I wanted to see the adjustments because personally, as watching Milwaukee in the playoffs is a lot that I've said about the team. They've been the most consistent team all year.
Yeah.
Like all year they've been who they are. And the games that they've lost in the playoffs have been teams that Trey will go for 50. You know what I mean? So
what it took to
like,
beat 'em, yeah.
Durant went for 49, ridiculous. And they were down 0-2.
Yeah.
To see them be able to persevere in regards to that. But to look at their lack of adjustments in early on, but then them adjust later on to see them, the chess. I always say this, coaches make their money in the playoffs, players make their money in the regular season. Man, that was a well-coached series, man. I mean, just looking at the chess match between the two, because seeing how they hedge and screen. The way they neutralized DeAndre Ayton from game 3 to game 6,
Yes, sir.
he did not exist.
He neutralized himself, Reed.
You think so?
I don't think he's playing very hard last night. I don't.
But-
Now, I ain't no
but you-
7-footer, and I ain't never played against a 7-footer.
But
I
you,
just thought in the first 2 games he had a considerable. Like I thought he played considerably harder, which is something that he can control.
Who was he guarding?
Giannis.
he was guarding
Trying
Giannis.
two nights?
He was guarding Giannis
Oh, the first 2 nights, I don't know.
and he guarded Brook
I ain't
Lopez. But I don't think
I
he.
watched the first 2.
I don't. For me, I think with DeAndre's Ayton pedigree, who's played consistently, I think hard. I think
I love Ayton, too.
I think a lot of what was done is the reason why it looked like he wasn't. You know what I mean? A lot of the adjustments that were made, it's like, because you're not gonna say here, now get money. Yeah, Ayton, like get on the left block, get to your jump hook, turn around, jump. No, you ain't gonna get that from him.
No.
So knowing you got to pick and roll and guys helping and hedging screens and allowing those other guys to be able to beat you, it just was amazing to see how they begin to be able to play that screen and roll.
Well, that's when the truth come out about the kind of player you are. That's why certain dudes run through the regular season and certain dudes struggle in the playoff. Because when they got you for 7 games and they start zeroing in, and
That
looking at
adjustment
film,
different. That adjustment different.
It's different.
I mean, it really. And those guys are up for a contract. So if you can't play hard in the finals, I mean, that speaks different on your character.
So the ones that still blow it all up when you make the adjustments,
They cold.
they cold.
Well, so I want to talk about Chris Paul, and we had this conversation, and it's just a theory because I saw Gilbert Arenas talking one day, and I think he went back to when the Bulls started winning championships about the starting point guard on those teams, on the championship teams, only averaging around between 5 and 7 assists. So I just think a guy who's very ball dominant like Chris Paul, maybe that style ain't conducive to winning championships, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. Last year, everybody talked about Rondo and his IQ and all that. You know how many assists he averaged last year in the finals?
Probably 3 or 4.
5.5.
Was it?
But
Because you have to have, like, if you Rondo and it's 08 and you got Paul Pierce don't need you to set the table for him.
he can get it by himself.
Kevin Garnett can get it by himself.
Well, the really good point guards give it up early so that you can do what you do.
But it's also style of play too, though, because
It
when
is
you look at a team like when you look at a team, Chris Paul is very ball dominant. He's gonna have to pound the ball a couple times to get down here, ask for the screen, all that. I think Drew Holiday probably averaged the most assists than we've seen in the point guard
I wonder
over
what
the
he
last 10
averaged.
years in the finals. I
wonder
think he
what he
probably
averaged.
averaged 9 or 10 assists in this series. But when you look at Milwaukee's
Is
style of
LeBron
play,
a point guard?
Yeah, because that was the exception to the rule. I was like, I know Bron averaged 9 assists last
yeah,
year.
and I know
maybe
Drew
10.
Holiday did
Right.
this particular series
And
too.
Bron ain't
But-
no damn point guard anyway.
Right.
No.
But just generally, it ain't going to be a guy who's averaging 19 points and 12 assists because that means he's got to help those guys eat. On the championship team, you got guys that can go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dwayne
that's real.
Wade in Miami could go get it. Chris
Yeah.
Bosh could go get it.
Yeah.
So I just think that
Yeah, because Jay Will was the point guard on that team.
and them other guys can go get it. They don't need you setting the table
No,
for them.
no.
You know, Kendrick Perkins needs you to set him up.
Yeah, but
not Chris Bosh.
But and we know the percentage of those guys is going to be very low. This is why I was anybody that was, I'm sure, outside of Phoenix Suns fans, you couldn't have been pleased after the first 2 games because when you look at DeAndre's Ayton point production it was get downhill, catch and finish. He hellified around the rim. But now once I stopped and neutralized that, now it's like, okay, Bridges, I need 16 from you, Bridges.
Oh, no.
Cameron Payne off the bench, I need 12.
Not on that road.
You see what I'm saying? So now it becomes a little different. It's a CP3 and Devin Booker show.
Well, last night he was 11 of 19, and to quote Tommy Jones, the problem with that stat line is 19. This one to go home. This
Yeah.
dude here going for 50. You can feel it.
I thought he should have took a few.
You
more.
can feel what Giannis was doing
Hey,
last
but
night.
you heard what the great Mark Jackson said. He said it so eloquently. I mean, Chris Paul, he just has to be better. you just got to be better.
It's hard though, coming around the mountain at 36.
Yeah.
Young boy pounding on your body. It's been a long series.
Young boy been pounding on your body.
Yeah, it's hard.
It really is.
He got to shoot more than if you can sense that Giannis is going for a 50 ball, and I don't know if he knew that Giannis was going to get 50, but you in the league that all that long, you got to try to match that at least. You
Yeah.
got to shoot more than 19 times.
Yeah.
So congrats to the Bucks again. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on in sports. A lot going on in the world since the last time we was on the show.
Yes.
The Olympics is coming up.
Yes, sir.
Very, very soon.
all coming up.
Shout out to Daisha Lee Solomon, and personally a girl, young lady I trained who's the starting point guard on the Puerto Rican national team. I actually
Oh,
talked to
nice.
her today.
Nice.
I mean, just seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff and conversing with her a little bit. I mean, the way that stuff is set up in Olympic Village, fellas, it's next level. And they're sponsored by Samsung. So they're getting all kind of headphones and,
Goodie bag.
oh, man, it's
Swag merch.
swag bags.
Yeah. All type of merch.
Yeah, so the Olympics is coming up. I know all of us excited about the Olympics. So,
Right.
Shout out to every athlete, that's pursuing those Olympic dreams and really going out pursuing those medals. You
Listen,
put a lot of
man.
work in.
You putting work in 4 years at a time for one shot.
For a tenth of a second improvement.
Woo.
For a tenth of a
tough.
second improvement.
That's tough.
We got our NBA champions. What else? What
We ain't
other
gonna talk about your team USA. You asked me how bad they'll beat Russia. I said about 8. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Well, I did want to touch on that because.
Now they done made some changes on the team.
Well, hold up. How awkward is
Did
this
they?
though? I got something for y'all. How awkward is this? No, they did have made some changes, but how awkward is this? There's a flight leaving, a private jet leaving Friday. Today's Wednesday. NBA championship was last night. 3 guys in that game is playing on the Olympic team.
It's tough.
Devin Booker, Chris Middleton, and somebody else. Is it Giannis?
Holiday.
No, Holiday.
Holiday.
And Holiday. How awkward is that? Awkward?
Yeah.
Oh, they young. They young enough.
It shouldn't be.
It's gonna be.
So the men are losing, the women are losing, and did you see last night that the women's soccer lost 3-0?
I saw that. Shocked me.
To Ghana?
Was it 3 or 2?
3-0.
Everything comes to an end, Reed.
Listen.
That's just how it goes.
But I did see.
Wait, they lost to who?
They lost. I think it was it Ghana?
No, Sweden.
Sweden.
No, was it Sweden or
No,
France?
It was one of them. I don't
Because
know.
one of them is pretty good now.
Yeah, no, they
Okay.
are. But we tough.
Yeah, we tough.
But I will quote the great Kobe Bryant. God bless him. Kobe said in an interview, right? He was talking to all of the different countries. They had like a little infomercial. And he said, listen, y'all better be careful because that gap closing.
It's been closed.
Oh.
That guy was closing the last time Kobe played.
It's been closed.
It's been closing, but here's the difference. Y'all tell me, do y'all believe this? It seems to me that guys in other countries are just a little bit more prideful to compete for their country than
Oh,
others.
no question. No doubt about it. No doubt about
They're a
it.
little bit more prideful.
A little bit more prideful, a little bit more
It might be a mixture of that.
like Luka jumped on the plane right after he lost in the playoffs. And
Yeah,
went to
it might be a
practice
mixture of that. It might be a mixture of those guys have been playing together since they were 14 because they on the
Yeah.
whatever national
That's a
team.
good point.
It might be
That's a great
that.
point.
It's a great
You
point.
know,
They going back to their teammates, basically.
right, back to their teammates. You know, these guys here, they get together for a little mini camp,
But
and then we throw them out there.
but do me this favor, fellas. Watch one Olympic basketball game, because I have watched.
I love it.
I watched it, fellas.
I love to watch other countries play.
Playing in the FIBA game, it's an adjustment for us.
Yes, sir.
Like we struggling.
Yes.
That's not why we struggling, but I get what you're saying.
No,
We struggling because, and this is gonna be a crazy parallel. Like being fundamental is looked at in America. It's less than.
Yeah.
I don't know how that
I give you
started.
that one.
But that's
And
what
that,
I'm
that
saying,
that's
like,
kind of along the
I think
same.
that's where
that's
he
the
going.
same.
though.
That's where
Yeah,
I'm
like
going.
that, and that's kind of
Like,
that's kind of along the
that
same
FIBA game
lines.
is fundamental.
Yeah, that's kind of along the same lines, Jones. And we talked about this in this country. In some circles, educated means less tough,
True story.
and that couldn't be true. That's like if we sitting around, what would be wrong with somebody saying, "Hey, I'm having a fundamentals camp at HCC this week. It's gonna be from 8 to 3. Boom, boom, boom. We go drill home the importance of fundamentals." How many kids you think will show up?
You know,
12.
It's funny. It's funny you
About
say
that.
that because being in the training business and also now, like I posted a message yesterday and I said, and it was just to the masses of kids that's pursuing a hoop career. I say, work on your balance, enhance your IQ, improve your skill set by working on your skills by doing drills, but also play a lot of basketball,
Gotta play.
right? So I just put those 4 things out there, right? So one of my kids ended up reposting it. So when he talk about fundamentals, it's hard for me to get away from teaching the fundamental. Like it was a simple drill. It was a fundamental footwork drill, but they couldn't do it. You literally had to go behind the back and literally pivot off the foot, pick the ball up, and don't dribble again. Take 2 steps and go finish. Like nobody in the drill can do it, right? So now you put that in there as a dynamic warm up, and then now you almost have to go with the sexy and the cute stuff that they want to do because that's
To
what
hold
they
their
came for.
To hold their attention.
To hold their attention because that's what they
Yeah.
came for.
Because let me interrupt. I'm gonna tell you this: if Mario was training somebody, and the parent walked in and saw him doing defensive slides,
Oh, they'll destroy me.
he wouldn't have to worry about training them no more.
Yeah, they destroy me. What is this? He's not doing a inside out hip swivel step back. No.
Oh, you let one of the parents come in there, and Mario got.
I believe it. I believe it.
You know,
But I hope we can bring home the gold though. But we struggling right now, man.
I don't see it.
We struggling, man.
Unless we got to be in a good grouping, and we got to get a good draw who we.
How
In other
far-
words, we got to avoid certain people.
hold on, you hear all this? How far have we fallen?
Oh, very far.
We up here
Oh,
talking
very
about
far.
our
We got to
whole-
get a good grouping.
That tell you all you need to know
So
right
basically, you
now.
need to just let us. We need to just go in the Rock track and field, Jamaica and us.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And just go-
Curling.
Yeah, let's go and watch.
No, we in trouble. Now, anything can happen. We got some scoring, but I heard somebody say they was like, well, they set this team up because they want to outscore people. That's a mistake. Everybody can score now. Who can't score now?
Well, if you ain't playing no D in some type of way, you in trouble.
There
I
you
don't care
go.
what level you
There
playing
you go.
on. You in trouble.
There you
Don't
go.
say, I hope we get a good parent.
And look, and this is not just a fan. This is somebody that really watches this stuff.
That's tough.
Like
Listen.
he's a fan and watches it.
Every year I watch. Every 4 years in the Olympics, I watch. It might be Lithuania
And somebody else.
Somebody I
Right.
watch it. If they show it, I watch it. You know why?
And our women's-
Because it's always interesting to me. The USA, man, they really moving the ball today. They wasn't moving it. The other teams, they move that bitch every day, every game. And if they ain't moving it, they like, what the hell going on?
What's
Why
going
we
on?
ain't moving the
Let me-
ball?
Let me get somebody in here who will move.
Yes, they don't dribble that bitch 5, 6, 7. Count the dribbles when we cross half court, and count the dribbles when the other teams cross half
That
court.
old school basketball you talking about, John.
Fundamentals, what you
That's
just said.
old school, man. Don't nobody want to do all that.
That's why that's why Coach left Princeton. Can't coach it no more.
Yeah.
Jokers want to be able to, but Joe want to get downhill, hit it.
So
step back.
this ties into that too. I like this. It's crazy to watch how words, how the meaning just gets.
Oh,
with time.
that'll get twisted up to death right there.
So like you remember AAU used to mean inherently used to mean you practice more than you play.
Yeah.
But now the way an AAU program is sold, because I'm charging y'all $2,300, the first thing I'm gonna do is show up with a list of all the tournaments we go to, we going to, and I'm gonna show you the 3 pretty uniforms we wearing.
Yeah. Remember I told you
And
about.
parents are sold on that.
You know what I say about that list? You can get exposure. You
Yeah.
need to be careful though. You might get exposed.
Yeah, the wrong kind of exposure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just amazing that that's what AAU is now. Oh, we play a tournament every weekend.
What is
We
going to
should
take?
be playing a
Let me
tournament
ask you
every
this:
weekend.
what is going to take? Because we went through this before and lost. And then it's all right, we're going to throw the pros in now. Now, let's say the pros lose.
They've lost before.
I know. Again, is that going to change it around?
No, you know what? No, you know the only thing that would change it around because of the Olympic Committee of the USA. If they do lose, and let's just say they lose again in the World Championships and all that, what's going to begin to happen is now they're going to take these contractual obligations of these high-level guys who is not playing and almost mandate them to play within a certain
Who ain't
span.
playing?
Well, LeBron ain't playing, Curry ain't playing,
Oh, Steph ain't playing.
Harden ain't playing.
He hurt though.
You know what I mean? All of them guys that are not playing, you were hurt, but you played in the playoffs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting surgery.
Right.
So so
Do we want Bron on the team at 36?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't have lost them 2 games. Now, that's a hell of a statement right there now.
No, they ain't losing.
But they wouldn't have lost them 2 games.
His
With LeBron?
leadership
With LeBron.
alone.
He's that good?
That's where I'm going.
He's that good?
He's really
That's
that
where I'm
good.
going. I ain't going with the points
they
and all that.
told me
'cause
he was pretty bad. I didn't know he was that
That's
good.
automatic, the points, the assists, all that. I'm talking about the leadership.
Man, the leadership
see,
and,
that's
and
why-
the, and the experience.
That's why, and I know KD is not the best player in the world.
Ooh, because watching him on that FIBA circuit, boy, he looked pedestrian.
Yes. Yes, he do.
At best.
He looked pedestrian.
Yes, he do.
Like it's like, ugh.
Yes, he do.
But AAU, I think it's the perfect time to segue. When you look at the amateurism of sports in the AAU, and you talk about what you just said. Now, I think the NCAA, the National Collegiate.
Boy, you good.
I mean,
I like to say what I like.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Segue.
Yo, he did it perfect. Go
He
ahead.
didn't even go to UF.
So, please let's get off our chest, because I literally got presented with this today, right? Which we didn't talk about yet. So this is fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even talked about this in my intimate circle.
I know what you're gonna talk about. Go ahead.
Somebody asked me, Legacy, what athlete are you sponsoring?
What does that mean?
So, players now can now get paid off their likeness.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we need to sponsor somebody.
We are going to sponsor somebody, but it's just like if they change the body style of the Escalade from 99 to 2000, I don't want that 2000 the first year. I need the kinks to be worked out.
Yeah.
Holla at me in 2001.
They're gonna have to get the kinks out.
Yeah, because now we already hearing you got 9-figure guys. The quarterback at arguably the most recognizable school in the country.
Not yet. He ain't took a snap.
Oh, I know. I'm aware.
He gonna be, but
Get cold.
I'm hearing something, and guess what? Men and women, get your money.
you get it. Go get it.
Listen, we've been exploited for so many. Listen, I
get it.
remember being on a video game in '99 and not be paid a dime. My frame was on there, my number.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. College basketball. They stopped making the game,
Wow.
and I was like,
yeah.
wow. So now,
Was Coach Starb?
no, Coach Stark.
love it.
Hey, listen.
Dog ain't want none of that garbage.
See,
That boy.
I listen. I ain't gave y'all the flip side of when I signed and I started bowling when he came to a game when I was at Lato.
Thorpe ain't want none of that garbage. That boy. Thorpe was straight.
But seeing this whole NCAA
It's a mess.
getting paid off your likeness.
It's a mess.
I mean, Coach, give me your insight, Coach. I mean, you got a kid right now that's a sophomore in high school, Coach. He has 3 million Homo sapiens follow him to want to know what he's doing. 3 million. He's not even in college.
Jesus Christ.
3 million. That's intrigued,
Can you-
interested in if you wake up in the morning, brush his teeth. What is he posting? Is he
like
in the pool? I do too, but I'm saying like this
Can you-
thing is changing right before our eyes.
Can you say voyeurism? That's the ultimate.
That's literally what it is.
Hold on, you didn't say that loud enough. You said voyeurism.
Yeah, that's the ultimate.
If you don't know what it means, look it up.
I'm trying to think of all my favorite people, athletes that I've ever thought about in my mind. I'm not that interested in any of them.
And then a high schooler?
You were born when?
75.
I was born in 78. You were born when?
64.
64. So get what?
I love me some Sean Taylor, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what Sean Taylor ate
Well,
that
listen.
morning or I love
Listen,
Derek Coleman. I
Larry,
don't care what DC 8.
we all have people that we was interested in. Mine was Larry Johnson. I was
Yeah.
a fan of
Yeah.
and what?
Yeah.
Why you
Graham-
running 4?
Number 4. And a number 2. Why? What a number 2 too with the part in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Couldn't tell me nothing.
LJ.
But guess what? I didn't care about what he ate.
No.
I didn't care about where he was going. I
Unbelievable.
wasn't trying to get to the next. Like I
It's a
wasn't.
different world. I
It's
get
a
it, though.
different world, and you know how we know how America is about its celebrities.
Yeah, it's a
we understand that. But we talking about a kid now. We talking about a kid. We talking about a kid.
What we talking?
There are some adults that follow this kid. These ain't just all kids.
No.
So when I hear other kids who talk about these particular kids, and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I don't care what school that young man goes to, and he can play. Oh, he can play too. You know how much money this kid gonna get?
You go get cold paid.
Now,
Now-
we ain't arguing about nobody getting paid.
That's not
if
an
you
argument.
get it, get it.
It's what's about to happen. Like
Yes.
the NCAA, Mark
Yeah.
Emmett made $2.9 million last season, right? Now, a lot of people will question Mark Emmett and what he does or how he does it. But he's the commissioner of the NCAA. He's the president of the NCAA.
It was a wave he couldn't stop.
And the inevitability was going because no one seen this coming.
It was either give in to that or the NCAA lose control of everything.
Everything.
So
Real talk.
if somebody came from another country and we just gave them an outline of what the NCAA was prior to this right here, they'd be appalled.
Oh, no question. Because
They're like, what? You got these kids doing all that? And then you'd be like, oh no, that's the NCAA. They'd be like, oh, like
I became very intrigued of the NCAA actions over the latter part of a year, personally. And it's because I'm like, how was these entities, these nonprofit organizations, these portals created to exploit what they've exploited? I was very intrigued. Like when Zion was at Duke for 1 year and they had a cam and they talked about the number they talked about the number of jerseys that's been sold and I'm like, who created this in America?
what adult
Like
sat in a room
like
and
what
said,
who
we about to
who
exploit this kid?
how can you are it's
That
amazing.
That system been in place for years. Like, even if you go back to, like, I said, one of my first football memories is Jamel Holloway on the sideline with a fur coat on.
Yeah.
And I ain't even know the significance of that back then. But like, he should have had on a fur coat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I know Oklahoma was getting cold paid off Jamel Holloway jerseys in the strip
But
malls
when
and all
you
that
think
stuff.
about TV, you think about these contracts, you think about like, do you think they anticipated? If you look at a business plan of the NCAA, you think they anticipated all of this? $3.5 billion contract with TV?
No, but I think they smart enough to know
I
if
don't- they
we
didn't-
want to keep any semblance of control, we got to go this
You
route.
mean like at its inception? Or you
And
mean
then, like at the inception to say, okay, obviously not 30 years ahead, but
Well,
like
I'll say this, and me and Jones was talking about this. Like they was talking to a shoe rep before the tournament got big, where Jim Boeheim said he used to have to buy shoes from a Nike rep.
Yeah.
John Thompson said he used to have
Yes.
to buy shoes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He said it wasn't nothing but 2 years later, when the tournament took off and all that steam started, that they were getting truckloads of shoes. They saw it coming. They can project all that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So when you
let me finish. And Jones know this. When we started watching basketball, them schools in the Northeast,
Oh, they
they
was
were playing
already-
in new arenas. Those schools in the Northeast, Boston College, Syracuse, all them, they used to play an on-campus, little intimate,
8,000 square foot gym.
Yeah.
I mean 8,000.
when
seat
that
gym.
tournament started taking off, the newly constructed such and such, the newly constructed this and that. They saw it coming.
I am amazed. I really am. I rode through my school just last weekend again, and I'm amazed just to see some of the stuff that's been built. Like the arena we played in is their practice
I was
facility.
going to say
now.
that's practice facility.
It's
probably.
unbelievable. Like, so I know if we talking about the 70s and the 80s when
So just imagine when somebody came who played at UCF in '76.
oh
See
my
what
God,
y'all had.
oh man,
As opposed to 76 to 96.
like it's honestly amazing, but it's at the disposal of the kids.
Let me ask you something. And I kind of heard this, and I'm like, they got it. I've heard people say, well, this is good because then we can wipe out the little seedy side of things and all that. I said that you're gonna open the door more for more seedy type of stuff.
Because I can give a kid $50,000 and you can't question where it came
Exactly.
But guess what? That should have been something that was already, because here's the thing. If you're gonna tell me that, and anybody that uses their own logic and say, all right, the scholarship is gonna be enough, but we're gonna make you're gonna come into my school and I'm gonna pay you. Let's just say the average salary is $25,000. I'm gonna pay you, and most of these kids wasn't staying 4 years, but let's just say they stayed 4 years. I'm gonna pay you $100,000 in tuition, $100, and then you're gonna got to get another $50,000 in books, room and board, and food. So $150. But I'm gonna make $3.2 million while you're here off of you alone.
See, that's the problem.
So
That
this is
can't
where I
be justified.
That's the problem. The
Oh, no, it
scholarship
can't be justified. Because when you signed, you ain't know I was making 3.2, and it was fine with you then.
No,
So don't worry about what I'm doing.
No, it was, but what I'm saying now is they done caught on
Yeah.
to
Right.
that.
The scholarship
No,
used to be good enough.
the scholarship, it was good enough.
Yeah, because the
Until
school wasn't making that
the
money.
school wasn't
off
making
of
no
it.
money. Like
But
Nike
that-
pays every
but that-
school.
That doesn't determine whether the scholarship is good enough because you found out they making money on the back end.
Oh yes, it do to people.
No.
yeah,
No, it
do.
does now.
Now it does.
It should not.
No, it
Stop
should.
pocket watching. When you signed, when you had a room full of Georgetown posters and you was gonna be a Hoyer from day one, you weren't thinking about none of that. The
No.
scholarship was good enough for you then.
It was. But,
Right.
But,
So then now that you find out I'm making 3.2 off of each player in this locker room, that shouldn't change that you've been a Hoyer fan since you were 8.
Here's the thing. Making it an even playing field to say, okay, look, the school system in America is created for all of us to be employees. Go to school,
Right.
make good grades, get a good job, climb the ladder, get another good job in doing this. That's just the way it's set up, okay?
Right.
So now, you go to college, your playing field is now even. Whatever your look is, whatever your personality is,
Right.
allow you to be able to create your resume to make the money that you deservedly supposed to be able to
Right.
make. And that's just all it's done at this point, because they never neutralized it in baseball.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They never neutral. So now that all these athletes now and all, like what they say, the quarterback for Alabama is gonna make $9 million.
No, it could make like a million.
$1 million in 12 games.
My question is,
80,000 a game. Ain't bad.
where's his motivation?
80 G's
at?
a game.
Where's his motivation at?
Who? Boy, they had the whole mind to the end. Because I'm going to get distracted, boy.
So you get of them 80, you get distracted.
12 games, I'm roughly making 80,000 a game. I'm definitely
At
gonna get
18 years
distracted.
old.
At 46, I'm going to get distracted. Y'all better hold my, if y'all want us to have a shot, you better hold mine to the
Oh, we
end.
just opened up Pandora's box.
better hold
We ain't
mine
going
to
into
the
no. Listen.
Joe, don't be coming every
Coach,
week.
that's a great
hold mine to
question.
the end.
And this is all I'm gonna say to that. I think that is all based on the individual.
It's no doubt.
Because
no
the
doubt.
$1 million question earlier that we posed off the air was, okay, what about it? What about their ego? They're supposed to have an ego.
Gotta
What
have
about
an
them being confrontational to the coaches? Because now he make more money than the defensive back coach. Or he make more money. So now all these questions come up. You know what I'm saying? He make more money than the defensive back coach.
DB coach ain't making about 125.
You know what I'm saying? 200.
At Bama.
So look, I walk in. I be feeling like the man when I walk
Right.
through. What can you tell me?
You gotta be
Coach,
careful.
get out that nickel defense. I'm gonna light that up.
Right. Coach, I looked up your bio, boy. You played at Kent State. You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing. Hey, Coach, can I buy you lunch?
Right.
The genie,
1.2.
the genie at the bottle, baby.
It's over with.
Good.
So and I'm honestly ecstatic because guess what? They done got away with enough money.
They have
They got
Well, I
forever,
tell you what.
forever and a day.
When I was young, I said, boy, if I had a son and he was a 5-star, they would know immediately, oh, his dad is playing ball. 'Cause, boy, I'm taking money. I'm taking favors. I'm like Cecil Newton.
Hey,
in
listen.
the Church of New
Oh, yeah,
Luke.
200.
Yeah, I need
Hey,
that.
they
boy.
said they gave DeAndre Ayton that at 250.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's what they go for.
Cam Pops. Look here, man. Don't play with me. I need half.
Boy,
I need half a million.
Listen, that Reggie Bush had a list of demands that had to
Hey,
be
but you
met,
see what
boy.
they trying to
Did
do?
he?
Speaking of
What?
Reggie Bush, real quick, y'all see what they trying to do?
You want it back, right?
They want to give it back to him.
Nah, tell Reggie he can't get that back.
He has to be.
No,
know what they say they trying to do?
Them want the rules.
They want the rules, yeah. But guess what?
We ain't gonna play this game.
Now that the rules done changed, it's just like this whole big thing with Sha'Carri, and people wanted to change. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, she broke the rule.
She broke the rules.
She broke the rule. You know what I'm saying? So, but now if the rule has changed, and somebody now can win the Heisman, but then I got a Honda.
Yeah. Reggie got cold paid.
Reggie got cool. Well, you seen that
Hey.
house they were staying in? What?
Hey, Rick,
In Cali?
I'll
listen,
tell you off the air story about that.
That house was bad.
listen. When you athlete, right, 4 years, you know what they testing for, right?
What?
You know what they testing for. You know the rules.
Oh, you talking about Sha'Carri?
You know the rules. You know all
yeah,
this, right?
yeah.
You, excuse me, you melanated too, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Then what you want me to say?
Oh no. And I don't care nothing about you
I want
coping.
to say what I want.
No, you Honda. You already said it. You done thought it. You done already said it. You gotta say
Yeah.
it.
Seemed like you ain't want that smoke to me. Like you might have been straight.
So you saying she was scared? That was she burned that herb.
Might have just been straight. You ain't want to raise Shelly Ann Fraser Price.
Uh-oh.
If it meant that much to you now.
Uh-oh. Because Shelly Ann bringing it. At
Oh,
30
ain't no slow start
at
against
34,
Shelly Ann.
35.
No, you can't no Shelly Ann. You can't
Ain't
no
no slow start against her.
No. So you ain't coming back.
Hey,
from
but
that
Shelly Ann smoking that ganja. Ganja.
There ain't nothing going on in Jamaica but reefer and mangoes. And they
That's
running,
it.
boy. Ain't no steroids, ain't no clear. Reefer and mangoes.
That's it. Plenty.
Listen, that's just like somebody tell me Mario will be here. Y'all supposed to play one-on-one for the bag. Y'all playing a $100,000 game Friday. I go out Thursday night and stay at the 5 o'clock in the morning
That's
drinking.
exactly what it's like.
That's a hell of a.
You ain't want to play Mario.
That's a hell of a
straight.
symbolism.
It is.
It's a hell of a symbolism.
It is.
And I don't think
And
it's.
I ain't making no judgment. I'm just saying that's what it looked like to me.
Let
No.
me ask you this.
Now, if I do stay out drinking at 4 o'clock, me and Mario still gonna play one-on-one. And I'm straight.
Get your head bust up.
2 dribbles,
Yeah.
one-on-one.
So much
That's my bag.
Today, man. I don't know. You gotta have your
Go
head.
ahead, Coach. What you got, Coach?
No, go ahead, man.
Let me hear it, Tommy.
Go, you already thought it.
Because
Coach.
I'm going to get killed for what I just said about Sha'Carri when I get to the house.
Are you?
That black girl. That Marie girl.
Well, listen.
Hey.
Why they got to
Shout out to Black on her birthday, too. The love of my
Happy
life.
birthday.
Hey,
Oh, happy
Hey,
birthday.
today?
Today.
Oh,
Happy
you
birthday,
record?
Happy birthday,
But get to
Marie.
the house, get that 8-inch cake. Wow. What you doing? Marie, happy born day. Wish you plenty more. We getting them up out of here ASAP. Get to the house. Wow.
Marie. They got the whatever, however he call you, Marie. Happy
Right.
birthday.
Yeah, I ain't calling you all the other stuff. They be Black and Miami Black and everything else. Listen, Miami, no. You Marie to us. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, Marie.
Yes, no
Happy
doubt.
birthday.
And enjoy it.
But let me ask you this: how come? I'm probably going way off. But now, why they trying to bring some beef between Gabby Thomas and Sha'Carri? And all Gabby Thomas is saying, who run the 200.
Support
Oh,
us.
yeah.
I seen that. Support all the
Support,
athletes.
yeah.
We need it. We've been working
That's
this
all she
long.
said.
Support us.
What was your question?
That's all she said. But I don't know if Sha'Carri said anything. But everybody like,
She'll fall for it. She young.
But I'm
She won't see that they
sure
just
she
trying-
I'm sure she probably did say something.
probably.
She-
You know what I'm
they
saying?
just
But
trying to bait her to
but
say
it's like
something.
the
She-
conference.
she young.
Isn't it still amazing? We've talked about this more often than I ever thought we would.
Yeah.
How literally we can be confrontational amongst each other for some of the most simplified stuff.
Oh,
So
my God.
this is what I would like to see. Remember I told you we was going to do a challenge. All brothers would go say only positive stuff about each other. You know what I would love to see? Because I guess they had, I almost said her name, Rachel Nichols still doing interviews via whatever at the finals.
Right?
No,
You
she
know-
wasn't in the finals.
Well,
she do the jump.
She was
She
at the
was
jump,
on
but she
the
was
jump.
doing
But they
interviews
do it yeah
with-
like that. But she wasn't on the floor during the
No,
finals.
but she was doing interviews with guys like Devin Booker from the
Yeah.
finals.
And I'm sorry. I'm
I'd
sorry.
have loved for somebody to be like, I don't want to do no interview with Lisa Salters.
Not happening.
Because had this been like, hold on.
Nichols.
I
You
gotta
mean
say
Nichols.
something.
Who was it?
You said Lisa
Lisa
Salters.
Lisa Salters. Not,
Rachel Nichols.
Rachel Nichols.
But-
But what I'm saying is, if that was a situation where it was an older black comedian, he made an anti-Semitic remark, they'd be up in arms and they'd be refusing to do interviews with him. I'd have loved just for once if somebody would have been like, you know what? I don't want to do no interview with her. I don't. I heard the tape. I ain't like
They
it.
the
I don't
opposite.
want to do no interview
They
with
the
her.
opposite. They defending her.
Yeah, they defended her.
No. Not they. Your partner defending her.
Who partner?
CB4, MC Gusto.
Who?
The fakest tough thug ever.
Oh Lord, here we go. Listen, I do want to say this though. The girl that that was on the sideline last night? Malika?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over Rachel Nichols? Boy, that's
Yeah.
I'm taking Malika 10 times out of 10, boy.
Yeah.
I ain't like a dress she had on last night. But
No,
Malika,
it was yeah.
Malika nice.
Yeah.
She nice.
Yeah.
Yes, over Rachel Nichols.
Rachel Nichols is the daughter-in-law of Diane Sawyer. So
What?
the queen of ABC.
No.
So you can
No. I don't care about the queen.
She ain't going nowhere.
Now, what I'm saying to you is,
She ain't going nowhere.
What I'm saying to you is, all these networks that's owned by 6 people, right? They catching on what need to be on the sideline. Have you seen the NFL sideline personnel?
Rachel Nichols.
They took my girl off the sideline.
Yeah.
What's my girl name? Pam
Oliver.
Pam Oliver. Who they put on there?
She's getting a little long in the tooth.
You see what they put on there?
Now,
Tab.
Joan.
They put tab on
Joan.
there.
Pam ain't no Jane Kennedy, which might be a little before retire.
Wow. Listen, Pam Oliver off there. Get up. That Malika.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
Where you at, girl? Listen, Rachel ain't got a chance. I don't care if she owned the network.
Pretty much does.
She would have been like, you know what?
That's why MC Gusto defended her.
Hey, but,
Wait a minute. We sick, boss? That was Steven Jackson doing.
yeah.
We sick, boss?
But here's the thing, though.
I see Maria Taylor ain't going back.
Yeah, I think they signed some
She
type.
asking for Stephen A. money.
Well, they said they
You got
said
to try.
they
you
said
do.
she was coming back, but now she ain't coming back.
But you know, she asked for 12. They offered, I think, 2.9.
I only want 7. I got to say 12. We see it in the NFL every year. I want 100. They getting 45.
So they gonna do
That's
like
all I
old.
want.
She gonna do like old girl, then go straight independent. Try to
Precious,
get her money that way.
Who?
That was with little buddy.
Jamel Hill?
Jamel Hill.
Yeah.
Jamel Hill.
Well, let's kick it off with a I'll never forget summertime edition, Tommy Jones.
Summertime.
Summertime edition, man. You gonna take me back?
Oh man, I got one where I cracked my tooth.
With an F.
Tooth. I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead. No, let the old man go for it again.
Please do, because I need to hear that tooth.
Neighborhood Service Center. Finished playing basketball.
Yes, sir.
We pulled a water hose out. Hit the sprinkler.
Hold on, the water hole.
The water hose.
Y'all didn't drink out the hole.
Did
Reed,
we?
you gotta let that thing run first.
Yeah.
Let that.
Let him
A
run.
lizard might jump out of something.
Oh, let y'all jump out. Let them
That
run.
happened to
They
me.
ain't had a hose where they just come together. No. You had to unravel all of them.
Yeah.
We finished hooping. We going back. We say, no, we about to get wet. Pull the hose out. We put it together. Neighborhood Service Center. They got this little cement little area where you can get wet. It's already hot. We got the water hose going. We spraying each other, running around playing. We put a little slip and slide out there right in the little yard right between the pool. The pool was closed. Well, I'm playing on the cement. They hit me with the water. We start throwing, you can put the dirt together, package it up with get the mud, throw it at each other.
Yeah.
So we doing that, right?
You do that now.
So I
somebody
package one arm up.
Be talking about your
I'm
bully.
getting ready to run off the cement and get ready to throw it. I throw it and slip. When I slip, I'm like that. God!
Balance ain't nothing, boy.
But listen, balance, spatial awareness, wasn't nothing.
Oh!
I'm talking about, boy, water slipped through. I do like this.
Uh-oh.
Tooth ain't really that cracked like I thought it was. It was like a little crack, right? I start crying. I done cracked my tooth. I run to the house. Grandma! Man, she come in, she's my boy, get out my face. I got a little small crack on my tooth.
All this hollering.
But look, the whole time I could take the cement in my mouth.
Oh!
Yes, sir.
Oh, you worry.
Like 12.
Yes, sir.
John Anthony was 6'4". I did with all that goddamn crying.
Yeah. I was a very emotional kid in the wrong times. But summertime edition, getting wet, neighborhood service center, crack my tooth on the slip and fall, making mud balls.
I never forget the summer times. You getting them lunches, everything cold. The sandwiches cold, the fruit cold,
The cheese.
the condiments cold, the cheap. But I ate all of that beef, boy. Ate all
So
of it.
what's that? Hey, Coach, I got a question. I do
Yes.
got a question. Because we had the juice that you had to peel the top.
Yes,
Y'all
yes.
had the same ones.
Same
okay.
one, same one. But
They
listen,
ain't had to make cake.
so this
Oh,
was
I know they did. See, I never talked to him.
see this was out in the woods, out at Sefner.
Coach, you was at the woods, I was in the project.
I was
You
in the
was at King
woods.
Jackson. Have you seen that
Lord.
part?
Yeah. I can only imagine.
We were going to the Cactus Club.
Oh my God.
Steve DeBerg and that red-faced drunk. We was
So I remember getting them sandwiches, and at that time, my favorite activity to play, it wasn't basketball.
Horseshoes?
It was horseshoes.
mine too.
Boy, I could do them shoes,
Me
boy.
too. Me
we're
too.
going to have a legacy
Look here.
A legacy
barbecue.
field
And
day.
Yes, a
And I
legacy
remember I
field
took myself from throwing them and just flipping them, whoop, whoop, whoop. I took it to the one flip.
That was my thing. One flipper.
Twink.
That was my one flipper.
You know what I mean? And it was like, man, we used to have some matches in there, boy, and get it going. And at that time, we finna run this game, man. I'm throwing them shoes, man. I ain't never thought out, you know what I mean? But I remember
Yeah.
throwing them shoes. And again, we out there in the woods. Everything was orange groves. It's funny, you don't see no orange groves hardly now, but everything was orange grove.
Dang plants.
Even part of the park was orange grove. You know what I mean? And man, eating them oranges and doing, man, it seemed like yesterday, but I never forget when horseshoes was the thing. You know what I mean? After you done had a couple of them cold lunches, and then a few people ain't
Fats.
eat there.
Wait a
you
minute,
got a couple
Fats.
of them.
You just
Yes,
get
sir.
you a couple Fats?
A couple of them, boy.
Love them shoes.
Couple of them, boy.
So now I ate the free lunch at the boys club.
Mm-hmm.
Then we used to be able to get the sandwich, go upstairs in like the grown ups lounge, warm that thing up, melt that cheese a little bit, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But
I
now-
had to steal a couple and take it back to the house.
Now at Kate Jackson, they weren't giving out no lunch at the park. You know, we'll walk down to the Cactus Club, big thing of fries, $2. You see Steve DeBerg in there, face red. He been drinking all day. Steve DeBerg, yeah, true story, true story. But I'll never forget summertime edition. There's a lady, she had a mango tree headed down on the corner like Albany and Swan, and she used to be like, "Hey, Dad, tell Miss Bertha that y'all can come down here later when my husband get here, and when he come, you know, y'all go in the back and get the mangoes." That was the message. I go tell my brother and my cousin them, "Hey, Miss Morgan said we come down there and get mangoes anytime we want."
We see I get twisted. We tell my stuff get twisted. Look at that.
Tell my cousin them, my
Not
aunt,
everybody lying though.
my aunt, who's probably like 3 years older than my oldest, you know, she only like 3-4 years older than my brother and my cousin now. She's like, "Y'all better not go down there. One of y'all go in there falling out that lady tree and breaking your leg." I was like, "I'm not gonna fall because I ain't going that high." So the first day we go, we get the mangoes, we go to a pool. Now, I can't swim. My brother and I'm trying to be funny and saying we gonna go to the pool. So what I started doing, I lag behind, wait for them to get in the pool, throw all their clothes in the pool,
Oh, damn.
and then I leave.
Wow. You was that dude.
Yeah, because I couldn't swim. They trying to be funny by going to the pool.
Got
So one day I tell my older cousin Dietrich, "Come on, let's walk down there and get some mangoes." My Aunt Kathy says, "One of y'all gonna fall out that tree and break y'all leg." I'm thinking, I'm not going up that high. I'm not gonna fall out the tree. We go down there, cousin Dietrich falls out the tree, break his arm.
Wow.
Scared to go to the house and say
Everybody
something.
got a story like that.
Scared to go to the house and say something. I'm like, "Nah, cuz, you straight, you tough anyway."
We straight.
Yeah, boy, we straight. Man, the man arm, man went home and gave it up. Man went home and told everything, man.
Everything.
Yeah.
Snitched on him.
You
Good
had
old
that-
days.
That man, that pain on him.
Yeah. I'm telling him, "Nah, we just go over to the park." He's like, "No, I'm gonna walk back to the house."
Hey,
But I never forget.
as we get to the end of the summer, man, think back to your most fondest memories in the summer. You know what I mean? And that was a great spinoff that Devin
Yes,
just
sir.
came up with on the summertime. I got so many summer memories.
I'm talking about dollar movie,
You know
Twin
what I
Babes.
mean?
Yes, sir.
Like so,
I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
So-
I don't know if Rita. I don't know if
Frozen
Rita went
Cups,
to, I don't know if
Candy
Rita
Lady.
went to Twin
Candy
Babes.
Lady, the frozen
No, I didn't.
cup.
I
Yes,
didn't.
Oh, where
sir.
y'all went? Hillsborough Lake. That was y'all movie theater.
Yeah, Hillsborough Lake. Yeah, Hillsborough Lake.
Man, we just come from the woods to get to the dollar movie, boy.
You went to Twin Lakes out there in Britain Plaza.
Hey,
Twin Babes, yeah.
Yeah,
Twin
Twin
Babes.
Babes, yeah.
hey, look
And
here.
then Old High Park Village. That was
This,
movie theater.
hey, look at this for Marie, because I know Marie. We used to go into town, girl.
Yeah,
we used to
they
go
was
into
coming
town
to
to go
town.
see them dollar movies.
Yeah.
See, look, I was a little deprived. I can't speak on that too
Man,
much.
go
You know what I
on,
mean?
man.
Subscribe to the channel, please. Subscribe to the channel. Any topic,
Didn't we have a giveaway or something?
anything that you know what? And I don't even have the literature for the announcement to make it on the air.
We'll get the next one.
So we got to definitely get on the next one.
All right.
So we'll make that announcement then. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Anything that you want to hear, any topics, anything going forward. We're looking forward to hearing what you guys got to be able to say. We do have a winner that did win the $100. We
$100?
$100. We dropped the ball on making the announcement on Instagram, but we are going to announce it live on the air. on our next podcast, which will be the next one. Thank you for listening all the time. This 99 ain't good enough signing off where we
Keep it 100.
a Honda.